There is so much in our world that revolves around glass. Stay tuned for this one, everyone. Welcome to the Your Little Castle show. We all have an affinity for those things in life that kind of add that element of class, beauty, things that make things stand out and look awesome. Glass has become critical for any home. It's hard to find a home these days that doesn't have some element of glass. So we've brought an expert in here and going to talk a little bit about this because we all do know Bob Veach. He's the owner and founder of A Touch of Glass, custom glass shower doors. And I can't imagine having, I guess there are still some shower doors. You got the curtains.
Yes.
Nobody wants those curtains.
No,
those do not look good. But you probably have seen many houses that have those still. But Bob can take care of that for you. But let's give a shout out first to our sponsors, Carroll House Furniture, because you like nice things in your little castle that you might have had a new glass shower door put in by Bob and his team. But Carroll House Furniture, because you like nice things in where? In your little castle. See what we did there? I'll put that back out for the wide. Because you like nice things in your little castle. But with that, let's jump in here. ATOG, A Touch of Glass. We've been moving pages around here. Look at this beautiful website Bob put together here. And then you've also got a great looking fan page. Let's put that up on the other wall. There it is. Bob, tell me, how did you get into this? What led you to doing beautiful shower doors?
So got into it because we knew a need of people wanting glass instead of shower curtains, things like that. They didn't really want to go with the box stores and deal with getting something that doesn't fit their space. Didn't worry about having to find somebody to install it. And then if there's an issue with it, who they contact, things like that. So we knew there was a need for a company to come in, either do standard stuff or do custom glass that fits only their shower. And that's really what drives us to do what we do is kind of complete the situation, complete the bathroom, for other words. So that's really what prompted us to form A Touch of Glass back, beginning of 2017. I've got 17 years glass experience, so we kind of knew what we needed to do. And, once people see the quality of what we can do, it's kind of a no-brainer as far as, then we just got to pick what kind of fits their bathroom.
Yeah, I've done a little research with regard to this kind of work because I'm one of those do-it-yourselfers. Mm-hmm. But every time I get to the glass for a shower, it is something that's like you want to get it done professionally, because if you mess that up, you just cost yourself a lot of time, energy, and just the price of the glass itself is expensive.
The price, if something goes wrong, if the glass breaks, things like that people don't, if you don't deal with it every day, dealing with glass you got to feel very comfortable doing it. If not, it's not good for anybody. So, it's once we get something that actually fits your space and actually goes in your color scheme, your what you have going on as far as your decor, we've got a lot of different styles that we can pick.
Yeah, I can imagine the variety of the different options are unbelievable, because you've got what do you call that? Clouded glass, or what do you call that when you've got it?
You've got like satin glass, you have smoked glass, you've got clear glass, you got glass that looks like water running down the glass. So there's a lot. I mean, you can go as far as etching a picture into the glass if you want something. We just quoted something for a customer that she wants a sea turtle on the glass.
Okay.
So anything could be done. Obviously, price point has a lot to do with that.
Yeah,
so
they're going to spend a little more for that.
Probably. Right. And those are just those custom elements that some other companies will not do. We strive when other when other companies say no, we say yes. It's if you can dream it, we'll see what we can,
You got a family portrait.
Correct.
You can put
Yes.
it on your
Yes.
on your glass. But so I say the range must be. What is the range for the average? I'm jumping ahead of myself here because I normally talk about some other.
Yeah.
But what's the low end on a glass door, and then what is people?
So
and there's
typical
multiple
range,
panels, I guess.
Yeah, so typical range, you're talking about a basic, just your standard, what I'd call standard, roughly around $900 installed, all the way up to, I mean, you can have $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 in a unit, depending on what your shower is, what you're trying to accomplish. If you're doing a steam shower, which is completely enclosed, we can go floor to ceiling. We can do, rotating, transoms to let some of that steam and stuff out. So you start getting into those are truly custom stuff. So when you start doing that, obviously the cost goes up with it. And that's just the nature of dealing with glass and what it's got to be done.
And I think I might have stumbled across a real value here. Is that how often is it the shower itself is in okay shape? It's just you have that ugly curtain.
Yes.
And if you can just get that, because you got the bar that goes across there and it drops in and falls out and stretches from one side to the other. But if you can just get that removed and put in glass to replace it, the rest of the shower now is going to look dynamite.
Right.
And it looks okay.
Right. And even if you have an old shower door on there right now, it's old, it's dated, it's discolored, whatever the case is, we can go in, remove what's there, and put brand new in. At that point, you can either change the design or color or whatever you want with the new one, or go back with something pretty similar to what you had. All of what we have, we try to make it as seamless as possible, easy to clean glass. Not saying you don't have to clean it, it's much easier to clean and keep up on.
Now I'm really interested. I start poking around on your Facebook page. Check out the Facebook page they've got there. You get to the link they've got on. It's ATOG, it's touchaglassShowerDoors.com, and their Facebook page links up and with a ton of pictures. And just look at some of these. That's the one that looks like the drops, I guess. And then wow, there's just a glass case. But I'm gonna put this up on the wall for everybody to take a look at. This is what you're talking about. These are beautiful, and this is what if anybody could ever get, because that looks pretty much like a standard shower. But because you put that glass finish on it, now you're getting me excited because we've gotten bids. We have an Airbnb, and if there's anything that the house could be updated, it would be the shower, the bathroom, right? And then they come in with a $30,000 bid to get the whole bathroom done.
Yeah.
And actually, the fixtures in this bathroom are up to date. The flooring's okay. Flooring's not real difficult, but it's a small room to put some flooring in. And then they've got a tub. And I guess even the one that's up there right now, is that on top of a tub?
Yes.
And so they can, I'll put that up there. But there's a sliding, that's a glass shower door that just had the tub, and you put that over on top of it. Now you look like you've got a real shower.
Right.
And you can still use the features of a tub.
Correct. And just amazing how a piece of glass or an enclosure just changes the look. Where, like you said, sometimes, people say, oh, we just need to gut this. Well, sometimes it's the small things, the trim, things like that, and then you put a new glass shower door up, and you've transformed your space without spending the $30,000 or $40,000.
Yeah, you got me really excited now because we've got 2 bathrooms at the other house, and then a couple others at other places. And I thought these things were $2,000 or $3,000 just to get in the door with a door. But you're literally you're looking at $900 for a decent looking piece, and then you can take it up from there.
Yeah, you can go from there, depending on what you want.
Now you're really going to look very classy compared to what you.
Correct. In the glass thicknesses, we're going to range between 1/4 inch, 3/8, 5/16, 1/2 inch glass. 1/4 inch is going to be your basic, lower end, still nice frameless shower doors, all the way up to probably the majority of what we do is 3/8 inch thick clear glass.
Okay.
That's the majority of what we do. Frameless, very. You just feel the quality whenever you touch it.
Yeah, see, these doors, you felt like you're pulling one of these suckers open, and it's like you're going to a vault.
Correct. Don't put your finger in because you're going to smash it. You'll definitely smash it.
Get the pinch finger in there if you're not
for
careful.
sure.
That's pretty impressive. And you said 17 years you've been doing this. What did you do prior to that? What led you here?
So we, I'll touch on it right now. So we also have another company as well. It's a refinishing company, and where we go in and refinish showers. So we kept getting a question. Now I need to have somebody do my glass. What do I do? Do I go to the box store? Things like that. So it led us into, okay, how can we help complete the bathroom? Okay. So we got into doing some glass, and then it kind of led from there where the refinishing, we wouldn't be necessarily a good fit for somebody that just built a brand new house. Well, how do we separate the two? And it just kind of, escalated from there as far as now I can do new builds. I can do, it doesn't matter. We
Makes
still
sense.
work with the refinishing, but it allows us to branch out and do some other things that we couldn't do. So that really what led us to do it. And then once I started seeing a need, I formed a Touch of Glass and kind of gone from
Work
there.
the two together. Yeah, because how often is it the case you get a new construction grade and you got your shower, it all looks nice and finished, but it's still that curtain. It's still that, and that just looks terrible.
Yeah.
But you can just say you don't need a whole new shower. You just need the glass
Correct.
door.
Correct.
And this is going to make this thing look like a really nice
Correct.
shower versus what you get otherwise. And so now you're just fixing another need fixed by a creative business person that came out of it. This is your concept, and you said works together with your other company. We're going to do a half hour about the other company too,
right,
and talk about how these really work together.
Right,
And
right.
Everybody's happy now because you're filling the need for the other guys, or they're creating a need
Correct.
at some point.
They really get to make one phone call, and we take care of it on the other end. And now we're branching out with a Touch of Glass and trying to build that to levels that we know the St. Louis market, filling that need for these customers. From the website to the Facebook page and all these things of just kind of represents how we are going to treat people, kind of going off of, a Touch of Glass, how it's basically built off class, how we can get your bathroom to look classy, upscale without spending a ton of money. And that's really where the name came from, and just kind of build from there. So.
Yeah, a Touch of Glass. I mean, we talk about anything that looks beautiful. There's usually some glass work involved with it. My parents have an old. Dad went to heaven, but my mom now is inherited the house. My dad grew up in Fayette, Missouri, but they've got beautiful sun lights, a ceiling light, sunlight, whatever, and it's got the old crafted glass. Another one on the front is red. And those just make it look awesome. Yeah. And then you go into the showers and like, Mom, and you have this curtain going around the tub or whatever. We've talked about a number of ways to upgrade that. But yeah, they've got another walk-in shower that they added later. And man, it could just look dynamite if you just put a glass in front of that. Because yeah, I'm going to tell Tracy about this. We might be getting you a phone call later today.
Well,
she's got two showers. They've got the curtains, and we've got some decent looking. They're plastic curtains. None of those things are ever too fancy.
Yeah.
But this will really add an upgrade.
Correct.
She's got like a 4.97 average, so nobody's really complaining about this. But just another little thing to add. Value to a house. Too.
Oh, add value to the house, makes that shower feel bigger, even though you're putting something that's stationary per se. It makes it feel bigger because it's letting more light in. Versus these curtains, they get dingy and it closes it up. And I mean, there's going to be a need for a curtain here and there because maybe a shower glass doesn't make sense in a space, but typically 99% of the time, do glass and call it a day.
Well, how often? I mean, just now you can wipe off glass and clean it, and it looks like new.
Yeah.
You've got these curtains; they always look like they've got that musty soap scum.
Correct.
At the
You got to throw it away, and
yeah.
I mean, they're crazy expensive, but it's a hassle of taking them down, putting a new one up, all these things. So.
Well, do the math on that. If you've got one a year and they're $20 each.
Yep.
Yeah, you're $200 and it's just.
By the time you can do a glass and add that extra value, like you said, and just make this thing look more upscale.
Very nice. Well, so what is your passion about this? What is it that causes you to wake up? Is it that final product you get to show people? You get to see the smile on their
Yes,
face?
because usually we are the last people in there on any project. Even if we're dealing with a contractor that just remodeled the bathroom or they're building the bathroom, whatever the case is, we're that last piece. So we take pride into going in, and that's the last thing that people see. Like, they'll go in throughout the whole process, the customers will. They'll see everything, but there's something missing. You can tell that there's something missing. So once we get there and actually install the glass and they see that final result, that's where it really hits us that, now we've completed the project. So.
Yeah, I don't know why I hadn't thought of that, because it's just like you get a shower done, you get the whole shower done, or you don't get it done, and now you have this option that takes it from like this. She's got to actually, gosh, I think this might be the way to go. I'm all excited, everybody. This happens from time to time because I get to talk to business owners who are This is why you work with small businesses and you get to have the owner that you can potentially have the conversation with. Very cool. Well, we're going to take a quick break here, go to show you some of the community stuff we're doing around town, and come back here in just a minute, get some more information from our expert here, Bob. We'll be right back. Yep.
All right, everybody, I've got Jackson now. I hired as my highly priced videographer. We didn't say highly paid, we said highly priced. Come on up here, Jackson. So, this is your dad, right?
Yes, sir.
Kevin. A couple things I noticed about Kevin. Awesome jersey he's got on there, right? Another thing really cool. Veteran, everybody. Air Force. And
Army.
And the Army. Served in both.
Served in both.
Protecting us, keeping us safe.
Absolutely.
Help us maintain this little thing we like called freedom, where we can go to Cardinal games whenever we want
Whenever you want, walk downtown and have a good time and be safe.
Tell me what you love about when you served in the military, real quick. I'm going to ask you what you love about the Cardinals. Come on up here a little bit, though.
I actually work on military bases pretty much on a weekly basis, and so I love going to the military base and make sure that I do telecommunications. So I want to make sure that we provide the communications that's going to help them perform and do the things they need to do.
That's important.
That's what I want.
That's what I went for grad school thing for. I'm communications. If you can't communicate, nothing else matters.
I agree, 100%.
Thank you for your service there. What do you love about the Cardinals?
What do I love about the Cardinals? Well, they're the best team in the country. You know,
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. Hey everybody, Cardinal Cowboy here. I want to invite all of you to be part of my new team. No, you don't have to put on a baseball uniform and be a super fan. Now, it would be a good idea to cheer for the Cardinals, the greatest team in the history of the National League. But I'm talking about the Gold Cowboy team. You know, I love to help people follow their dreams and reach their goals in business and in life. So that's one of the reasons why I'm telling you about my friends at My Metal Pro. They help people like you and I acquire gold and silver with a membership that lets you safely buy, sell, and store gold and silver. They make it real easy to get started. My Metal Pro isn't like the big guys you see on network TV or the big coin shops that take a huge commission. So become part of my Gold Cowboy team. Scan the QR code or go to goldcowboy.com and check it out. Giddy up.
Well, there you have it, everybody. A little bit of the fun we get to do in the community. We get a lot of fun leaders. We meet a lot of people out at Busch Stadium and connect with our leaders in the community and those who are doing good stuff. But I love to bring them in the studio here to talk about it. So you can see by obvious experience and look at the work, Bob Veach, owner, founder, A Touch of Glass Shower Doors. And we're going to show off a little bit more of the work. First, I want to get into, because I was curious, in my particular instance with our Airbnb, how do you fit things to be the right way? And I was looking at that because I got one on the wall here. This is a giant slide or opening door, right? But how do you measure these things fit them so that you can get somebody in? Because the tub, you're used to just stepping into it, but you get down on either side. Explain to me how people size these things up.
Yeah, so, as an industry, there's going to be some standard sizes that if we can stay in that standard size, whether it's a sliding door or a swing door, we kind of want to be there. But there's going to be times where standard isn't an option. Maybe the shower is 5 inches narrower than what the standard would be. So then we can get into custom glass where we can get it cut to fit whatever space it is. We can do height, we can do width. It doesn't matter. Now, price point changes a little bit with that, but if it fits the space and it finishes everything up, it's well worth it. You don't want to just throw something up there and it doesn't look right in the room just to save a few bucks, because you got to live with it every day. You got to walk in, you got to see it, and if it doesn't fit and suit your either your style or whatever the case is, you're not gonna like it.
Right.
Okay, so that's where we get into going out. We do all of our own measurements. We go out, take measurements, making sure things are level, plumb, all these things, and then we submit your bid, and we come back to you with exactly what it's going to cost, installation price, the whole 9 yards. So we can give roundabout estimates, but we like to come back and give you exactly what it's going to cost. So whenever we go out there, there's no additional fees, nothing like that. We're not going to, switch anything up on you. What we tell you is what it's going to be.
Good to see obviously fitting these things in properly and looking right are important. But that leads also why you've got a lot of good reviews going on here. Getting some reviews going. If you take a look here, do a search, Google reviews, a 5.0 number of reviews out there, and people are saying good things about you. Tell me though, as I get into this, I want to always learn. I'm a numbers guy, so let's do a quick cost analysis, if you will. And what is it? I mean, you're obviously, just because you're cutting to the chase. We were just talking on our little break there. It's obviously true that some people have old, ornate, authentic, original stuff, and it's just that curtain again looks terrible. And so if you just put, because like I said, we had a huge bid. I don't even know what the final numbers were at, but it was crazy what they were going to charge us for the whole bathroom, and it doesn't need the whole bathroom. So this piece right there, give me that cost analysis. How much are you saving somebody, and how much of the value do you increase somebody's house by doing something like
So as far as the glass goes, the cost analysis on, versus what you have there now, I mean, you're going to be in that, $900 to $1,500 for, a tub scenario. All right. Now, as far as value, what it brings to me, I think value goes into, if you're going to sell the house, how quickly can you get the house sold? You want something that presents very nice, it's durable, so when somebody comes in, you know right away that it's quality. So putting a number on that, I don't have an exact number that we could put there, but it's more the less time somebody spends in a room looking around, like in a house, the better off everybody is, because then they're just going to start nitpicking. So what you wanted to see is go in, see that it fits, be able to operate it, everything looks good, and that's more value than, it's going to add $5,000 to your. No, I think it's more how it makes that room feel when somebody walks into that room. Just like a kitchen, nice countertops, things like that. How does that make the individual feel? If there's no feeling in it, it doesn't matter. I mean, value doesn't matter. You got to have a feeling. You got to enjoy the space. That's why so many people, when you get into custom glass, they spend a little bit of time. What are we going to do? What colors are we going to do? What kind of glass we're going to do? That's what it is, because that kind of needs to represent what the feeling they want. If it's a spa-like feel, it needs to feel like that. So, and we get into doing that when I go out and do bids, meet with clients. They could come to me with anything they want. They can show me a picture. That does not mean that picture, that design goes in your bathroom. Okay. Just because you see it on Pinterest, that doesn't mean that that's going to suit what needs to happen in your bathroom. And I think I'm very good about going out and explaining that to customers and steering them in the direction where they didn't think they needed to go. But that's going to fit the space. It's going to be user friendly. That scenario. So.
Yeah, and I would say, by virtue of what you're bringing in terms of value, they look at a shower that looks terrible. They're like, we got to just tear that out, take $5,000 off the price, right? Because we're going to have to replace the whole shower and everything because they didn't realize. I didn't think about it. That's what I was about ready to do. Except we're going to use it after we did that. But if somebody says, hey man, tell them that bathroom looks terrible. We want it ripped out. We're just reduce it by $10,000.
Right, and sometimes it's an afterthought because you people live in the house and they're like, oh yeah, it's good enough. They've lived with it. That doesn't mean it's going to be a good selling point or, what have you. So we can get into, getting in, actually bringing it up a notch,
a few notches,
and just like that, they've seen the bathroom like, well, yeah, I guess I did need it. So.
Yeah, well, this is the way to go. If you ask me now that I analyze this, I didn't realize this was really an option because it's just like, well, if you're going to put the new glass in, you got to tear out everything around it.
Right.
And like I said, it's an older authentic. You'll fix them. In some cases, you just replace the plumbing because the plumbing's older. You leave the shower casement there and then put new glass on it.
So typically, if we're going to remove anything, so obviously the plumbing aspect of a shower we leave to the plumbers. So we wouldn't do anything with that. Now, when you get in the shower glass, we're going to be replacing everything, whether it's the metal, the trim, the glass, the whole 9 yards. So some of the older stuff, it's older for a reason. It's not the same tolerances anymore. It's not the same mechanisms, the rollers, all those things are different.
Right.
So you would just have to replace everything because...
But you're leaving that tub and you're leaving
everything in place.
walls.
We get everything cleaned up. So, whenever we would leave, if it's just replacement of the shower enclosure, we pull it out, replace everything. When we're done, the idea is it looks like we've transformed the bathroom without, going. So because some of these colors in some of these houses, they are unique to that house,
they're
that
classic.
design. And when you start changing all of that, sometimes, it takes away the value of what the vibe of the house was.
Gotcha.
Now we can touch a little bit on the other business here in a bit of what we try to do there as well. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean, just replacing part of it isn't the solution. It is replacing everything all at one time.
Makes sense. Yeah, I would say once you've got that, sometimes it could be an easy remodel because you're just pulling a curtain down, taking a rod out, and otherwise you have those frames and they got those old. They've been rattled around a little bit, but those are gonna be a little bit tougher.
Yeah, they don't move quite like they used to. They got a lot more metal and they just get gross and disgusting.
Yeah, but soap scum and just everything that builds up over time that you're going to have in a shower that's 10, 15, 20, or I guess even 5 years old.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, we just finished the first half hour here. We're going to have a second half hour with their other business. You want to mention the name real quick?
Yeah, my other business is Miracle Method of St. Louis. It's a refinishing business. So we can talk in depth of what that does, tubs, showers, countertops, things like that.
And relates to this. All right, stay tuned for more, everybody. We'll be back for that second half. Check that out. Giddy up.